Now let's talk about cursor transformation. But before that, let's do a recap of what a spreadsheet is. Remember, we say that a spreadsheet is just a table with an unlimited number of cells, rows, columns, and ranges. All right. So a cell is just like any other table. A spreadsheet is just like any other table, as you can see here. And a sheet here, a sheet is just, these are the sheets. Okay. In Microsoft Word, for example, you have what is called pages. All right. You have page 1, page 2, you see page 3. So the equivalent of that in Google Sheet or Excel is sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3, sheet 4. Okay, it can go all the way to 200 sheets, and each sheet contains unlimited number of cells. Okay, you can have up to 10 million cells. All right, so that's basically what a spreadsheet is for you. This is the entire document. Okay, and an entire spreadsheet document can have many sheets. All right, let's move on to cursor transformation. All right, so here, when we talk about cursors, this is the mouse. All right, this is the mouse, computer mouse. Many people refer to the cursor as a mouse interchangeable, but this is the mouse. Okay, and the cursor shows you where the mouse is. Let's say the mouse is hovering around here right now. The cursor is hovering here. Let's say the mouse is here, the mouse is here. So the cursors change in Google Sheets depending on what action you are doing. Okay, as it says here, a cursor is also called a mouse pointer. It's a movable indicator on the computer screen identifying the point that will be affected when you click. Like if you click here, it will be affected. All right. If you click, for example, here, this will be affected. So the mouse shows you where you are, and when you click left, depending right click, left click, what will happen. All right. So it is usually represented by an arrow and sometimes like circles and hands. Okay, normally, typically, if you are using any computer here, like, okay, the mouse, as you can see, is highlighted in yellow color. I highlighted it just so that you can follow along where the mouse is going. Okay, so you can easily let me remove the highlighter so that you can see. Okay, this is the mouse. I don't know whether you are seeing it. So this is the mouse, right? Okay, so the mouse cursor. Okay, we like calling it the mouse, but its name is called the mouse pointer or the mouse cursor. Okay, so it shows you wherever you are. When you click Mukhtar things, you are going to see Mukhtar things. All right, so when you click exit close, it shows you. So the same way in Google Sheets, if you wherever you are, it shows you where you are. All right. So remember here, the cursor changes. All right. Let's say the cursor change into a cross plus sign. Okay. Sometimes it changes into a hand, this little hand here. Sometimes it changes into a pointing finger. All right. Sometimes it changes into a, like this eye here. Let me put back on the highlighter here. All right. So now you have the it changes, right? It changes. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why it changes, what happens when it changes, because it's very important. When using spreadsheet on a computer, the cursor acts like a chameleon. It acts like a chameleon. Okay, it is like this, it is like this. Sometimes it is like this. Sometimes, okay. So depending on where you are on the spreadsheet, okay, different types of cursors allow for different types of execution. All right, like if you are here, for example, if you are doing this, it executes certain things. All right, we'll talk more about this. Okay, knowing about these cursors are very, very important. All right, so here are they. Some of them are here. All right, let's first talk about the most important cursor, which is the select cursor. All right, the select cursor, sometimes called the highlight cursor. Why? Because it selects everything. Like it makes a selection. Because remember what I told you. Google Sheets, you have to select somewhere before you can make any change. Like for example, we want to highlight the entire. We want to make this line bold. All right. We have to select it before we can make it bold. If we do not select it, we cannot make it bold. All right. Like we cannot make it bold. All right. So for here, for example, let's say I want to make I want to change the background color in E6. Okay, I cannot just say change background color in E6 unless I am talking to some AI or something else. Okay, so I have to select E6 before I can make any changes on E6. Where is E6? E6 is here. E6 is going to be here. So I have to make E6. Maybe I want to change the background color for E6. I can just come here and change the background color, fill color to black. That is because I selected E6. All right. Let's say I want to change the color again to blue, for example. Right now I'm not on E6. If I press to change the color to blue, the selected cell is going to be changed to blue, not the E6 here. All right. So before you can make any changes in any cell or row or column, you have to select first. That's why the select cursor is very important. So it's an arrow. It's just like the normal computer arrow. All right. It's just like the normal computer arrow. If you are here, for example, you see this just the normal computer arrow. It's like this white arrow. Okay, depending on what your keyboard setting is. Depending on what your keyboard settings are. All right. So you can select a cell. Okay, you can select a couple of cells. Okay, you can select an entire row just by clicking on it. A column, you can select an entire column just by clicking on the column header. Remember, there is a difference between column header and headings. The column headers are the ABC. Like if you come here, this is the heading. All right, name, surname is the heading of this sheet. All right, but the column headers, the headers are like the A, B. So note that the difference between headers and heading. All right, here is the heading and here are the headers. This can also be a header. This is a row header. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We've discussed about this. All right. Is there any information here that I think we have to discuss here? Okay. Selected cells are called active cells. Exactly. Oh, what did I do? I just touched something. All right. Selected cells are called active cells. All right. Remember here, these are the active cells. All right, because they are being selected. All right. For example, active cells are here. Whatever I do, any change I make is going to affect all the active cells. All right. So if I change the color to purple, all the active cells will be changed. All right. All right. So you can find the cursor key anywhere, or sometimes it is here. It is the only key that you can find anywhere in this spreadsheet. Okay. Remember, the other keys you can only find them where inside the sheets. All right. So it's very important to know this is the select cursor. All right. So click. All right. If you want to select a cell, just click on it. A cell, just click on it. All right. Or if you want to select a column, just click on the column. Or if you want to select the entire row, just click on the row. But what about if you want to select more than one cell? What do you do? All right. You select it and drag the highlight cursor. As long as you see the arrow, once you dragging means putting your hands on the mouse and leave it. If you are using the laptop, just press your mouse, just press your hand on the computer mouse and then highlight All right, press it 2 times. Okay, so that's just like hold the mouse. You hold this mouse. Okay, and when you hold the mouse, you then this mouse here, you then hold it, you click here, like click and then drag wherever you want to go. Okay, some people you are just using your laptop, the same applies. You just click 2 times and then drag wherever you want to go. All right, so that's about dragging. All right, so there are some pro tips when it comes to dragging. All right, so like for example, if you want to like select more than one cell, like for example, if you want to select this one and this one only, let's say you want to select here. Imagine if you want to select Abdullah and Fanta. How are you going to do? Because if you select Abdullah and then you select Fanta, Abdullah will not appear anymore. It's only Fanta. It happens once at a time. Because if you are here and you select here, the highlight will get out of here and then come here. So there is no Abdullah. All right. If you select Fode and then come and select Nima without pressing anywhere, the highlight will move from Fode and then come to Nima. So whatever you do, it only affects Nima here. So what actually, if you want to select more than one cell, all right, what you actually do is like you select here, all right, and hold the control key. We all know what the control key is in our keyboard, and then select. Let's say you want to select Fode and Fatu. So remember, all of them now are selected. Let's say I want to make their text color to be red. So both of them will be, the changes will affect, they are now the active cells here. All right, you see they are the active cells. Okay, maybe I want to add another place, another person called Mariama. All right, so Mariama is here, and I want to also add red. All right, to Mariama. All right, so these are, remember, these are non-adjacent cells. This one is here, this one is here, this one is here. It is even easier to do it for adjacent cells. Let's say neighboring cells. All right, let's say you want to select from Fode to Demba. All right, let's say, remember, you can easily, when you want to do that, you just drag it, right? Fode to Demba. But what if you can hold the, like, the shift key? Now if you press the shift key and then and then press at Demba, okay, you don't even drag, everything will be highlighted. I use this a lot. For example, like for example, our Casbook August. All right, so normally if I want to select this place, let's say if I want to select this from here to here, what do? Let's say I want to drag them to doing, I just like do this. Okay, I hold the shift key and then everything is there. I just click here, and without dragging or doing anything, I just press the shift key and then I click here. I press the shift key before clicking there and everything. You can do it for a lot of stuff. You can do it for even big selection. Let's say you are here and you want to highlight everything all the way to here. You just hold the shift key and then click where you want them. Now all this now are active cells. All right. So remember, I could have just done this, like just drag here, drag using the drag, but instead of dragging, now I'm just like so the select key. Whenever you see the select key, just know that you have the lysine to highlight. Wherever you say, imagine if you are here and then you see this, now you don't have the lysine to highlight. When you highlight, something crazy is going to, when you drag, something crazy is going to happen. You see. You see, now everything is removed. So that will lead us to where the next cursor, which is the field cursor. All right, what is the field cursor? The field cursor is just like a copy and paste cursor. All right, it says to the computer, just take what is in this cell and fill the neighboring cells with what is in this cell. All right, let's say you want to fill the next row with what is the next cell, which Aliu, for example. You just take the fill cursor and fill the next row. Okay, this can continue all the way down. It's just saying to the computer, okay, fill everything on my path. It's like a bulldozer. All right, fill everything on my path with what is currently selected. All right, remember, you cannot use the fill cursor if you do not select. Let's say I cannot just come here and the fill cursor appears. No, anywhere. The only time a fill cursor appears is when you hover your mouse around the bottom right of a selected of active cells. All right, around the bottom right of the last active cell. Let's say if all of these are active cells, okay, you will see it in the bottom right. So okay, whatever you do, it happens. So what this is like saying to the computer is like, okay, now drag these active cells down. All right, so okay, when you drag it down, okay, like either source, like only the first one source here. Okay, when you drag it to equivalent number of cells, all those equivalent cells will appear like this. All right, remember, from either to wherever. Okay, so this is the like copy and paste. It's just like saying copy what is here to the neighboring cell. Again, the field cursor, you cannot, you see, copy and paste. Like Aliu here, I can copy it and paste it here. But the problem with the field cursor is that, you know, you can only do it with neighboring cells. All right, like Aliu, copy and paste it here. Control C. All right, so imagine I can, before doing copy and paste, Control C, I can just do it fill, and then Aliu is shown here. Let's assume I did not use now copy and paste. I just use the fill and it paste it. Imagine if I want, like, okay, coming back to the Casbook as well, like imagine if I want to do, we normally do it. If you see here, most of this thing, you see premium wedding here, premium wedding. Mostly when it comes to two projects, let's say if this person paid their balance payment, okay, so they are supposed to pay 14,000, for example. We just highlight everything. Let's say they already paid 14,000. All right, let's say, you know, this means that X means we will discuss more about this thing. So let's say these people have paid 14,000 and now their balance is probably 10,000. All right, when they are paying their balance, I just come and do the same project. I just put here, probably I just change the date, probably the date is today. All right, then I made it, I leave all this data. I'm just interested in the balance. I change. Remember what I did is I just fill everything. I just wanted to change two things, which is the date and the amount. All right, so it's very handy. We use this fill cursor a lot. Fill cursor means telling the computer, take this thing and paste it to wherever adjacent cells. All right, remember, for example, in the Aliu example here, where is Aliu? Oops, Aliu is gone. Let me type Aliu again. Aliu. All right, remember this Aliu here, or this Binta here. If I want them Control C, if I want to paste it anywhere, I can just paste them Control C. All right, now Binta here is pasted here. All right, so copy and paste is very flexible, but the field is not free. For Binta, I can only paste Binta in the neighboring cells, either left, right. Let's say if I fill here, that means that this Jalo will now become Binta. All right, or this Alaji down will become Binta. You see, or the Mariama up will become Binta, or even more. You see, all this thing will say, this is like bulldozer, telling everything in my path, showing it to what is selected. Boom. You see, everything on my path, showing it to what is selected. Okay, you are duplicating. So this is the field cursor. Let me see if you don't miss any other thing. The field cursor, it is the same as copying. It is operated first by making the selection. All right, you cannot do. Let's talk about autofill. Autofill. Okay, I almost forgot about autofill. What is autofill? Okay, you know, when you are filling, the computer normally assume that they know what you want. All right. For example, if here is Monday. Okay, Monday. Right. So when you are auto filling down, let's say you are filling down, the computer will make for you Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, you did not ask the computer to do it for you, but it did it for you anyway. So that's how it will autofill. So normally, if you want to prevent it from like autofilling for you, like let's say here is Monday. Okay, so Monday. All right, so here is Monday. Now you want to drag left, you want to drag it down, you want to fill it down. So you want, let's say, all the way here to be just Monday. You just hold the Control or the Shift key. So these two I normally confuse which is which. All right, so normally I just hold the Shift key. If that doesn't work, I hold the Control key. Now let's hold the Shift key and then fill down. Now it didn't work, so let's try with the Control key. Now I'm holding the Control key, I'm dragging down, and yeah, it works. Now only Monday. So sometimes if you don't want the computer to autofill for you while you are filling, just hold either the Shift key or the Control key. All right. Yeah, we also in our class book here, like normally what I do is like okay, like for example, I just want to enter today's expenses. All right. Okay, I just fill in, let's say today is on the 12th. Okay, I just will make sure that, okay, it's on the 12th now. All right, because it auto fills for me from 11. Then from on the 12th, probably I had like 5 transactions. I will just drag down and just leave it there. So I just hold the Control key. If I did not hold the Control key, it will make it like on the 13, 14, 15, while I just wanted to do the entries for on the 12th. So you see, I just hold the Control key and drag down. You see, so now everything is 12. Now I can enter everything, like all the data for that day. Okay, now if you see on the 11, on the 11, on the 11, on the 10, on the 10, on the 10, on the 10, on the 8, on the 9, on the 9, on the 9, on the 9. So that's how we use the fill cursor, and it's very handy. All right, so then we move on to shift cursor. Okay, the shift cursor is just like the fill cursor when it comes to like copying and pasting. There is a difference between copy and cut. I don't know, we all see it in our computer keyboards, on our computer option, like difference between copy and cut. So the difference between copy and cut is that copy, you are telling the computer, I want to duplicate a certain thing. That means that you retain the data that is already the original data, and you want to copy it to another place. All right, so that is copy. But for cut, it means that I want to take my data out, the original data out, okay, and paste it somewhere. Let's say, for example, let's make it here. Let's say we have there ABC, all right, ABC here. So if you want to like copy this ABC to another cell, you just Control C and then Control V here. Okay, now you are duplicating the part. It means that you taking the original and you are copying it to, it's just like photocopy, right? Photocopy is like you take the paper and then photocopy it. Now you have two. If you take a paper and put it in the photocopier and another paper comes out, now you have the original plus the copy. All right. But what about cutting? Cutting means you are cutting something. You are removing a data. Okay, you are copying it on the computer clipboard X. Let's say cut. Cut means Control X. You know me, I like shortcut. Cut. All right. And if you paste it here, the original data will be out. Control V. That means that there is only one data left. So that is cutting. All right. And cutting is the same way as like I'm removing the data here and I'm bringing it here. Okay, this is no different than, okay, than if you had like taking this thing, okay, and shift it here. Oh, now we are talking about the shift cursor. So the shift cursor is the cursor wherein you take stuff and then you transfer it to somewhere. Poop, you want to transfer it here. Okay, this is one of my favorite tools in Excel. You just take it. But how do you do that? Okay, you just wait until you see the hand. Okay, because most of the time when you are here, you don't know what to do. Like you just like when you see the select cursor and you want to drag, so you want to move it. So like let's say when the select cursor and you want to move, it highlights. No, you have to wait until you see the hand. As you can see here, you have to wait until you see this hand before you can transfer it to anywhere you want to transfer it. All right. Now it is moved. It has moved out where it is supposed to be, and it is here where it is. All right, now this place is now clear to format. Okay, the format has been clear. This one has taken everything which is character. So like here, for example, okay, you can see all these people, we want to move them down, okay, so that we can add another data here. Let's say we want to add Cherno, all right, Cherno, all right, and Cherno, and then the corresponding Cherno details. What we did is actually we selected here, and then we use the hand cursor. This is a range. We use the hand cursor. If you can see the hand cursor, the hand cursor also normally appears where the hand cursor normally appears around the perimeter of the active cells. All right, what is the perimeter? This is the blue line you are seeing here. Okay, if you are inside here, you only see the select. All right, and if you are around hovering your mouse around here, you see the fill cursor, right? The fill cursor. Okay, but when you are like around the edges, you see the hand cursor. All right, you see the hand cursor like this. Whenever you see the hand, it means you have now the license to do what? To drag it wherever you want it. Let's say this data, we are putting it here. Now it is there. All right, so it's very important to know this, like this, and like this done so here. And also remember, when you drag it on top of another cell that already has data, it will override that cell. Let's say if you take Danso here and override it to where Mariama is, so that means that Mariama will be deleted and only Danso. So be very careful of this. All right, let's take an example of our class book again. Let's say here we want to take this data and bring it to doing. Remember, we have to do doing done, pending done. All right, we want to take this project here. Let's say this project is 250814A. So this project here, we want to bring it to doing. All right, so what do we do? First of all, we need to select it. All right, we select it. All right, then what do? We take the hand where the hand is and then drag it here. Now it has been removed here and it is here. All right, it's very important to do that. Imagine we want to say, no, the event is not today, let us like return it back. All right, we need to return it here back. All right, like this, you see. Otherwise, what will happen as well, if we take it and say we are going to return it back, and then we meet another cell here, instead of putting it here, for example, we mistakenly put it here. What is going to happen is that it is going to override the covered folding chair. This project here is going to override here, you see, and then that data will be lost. Probably, like, you know, that means that we have lost that data, and maybe we will never find that again because we mistakenly override. Okay. So what this does is it lands wherever it is supposed to be. It lands wherever you put it, and it will override whatever that is. Where whatever data it finds, it will say, oops, now I'm on top. All right, now get out of the way. That is what will happen. All right. So that is the shift cursor. All right. In a nutshell, the shift cursor removes data from one cell and transfer it to another cell. All right. It is operated by dragging where the hand is. Note that when the shift cursor, when the data from the cell, let's say for example, when you remove this, when you drag it out, all right, it's going to take everything that is there. Now this one is like default. Okay, there is nothing like here, no other format, nothing. It's just like when you park out of your house, you remove everything, including your character, your everything is removed. All right, it's very well to note. Now this is a plain cell, the plain like row, whatever. All right, these are not the only cursors that you can find on Excel. Okay, like the popular typing cursor, let's say the text cursor, like you see this I here, this long I, it shows that you are texting. All right, you are texting. Also note that, okay, whenever you select a cell, for example, you can immediately start writing something. You don't need to wait for the text cursor. All right, and if you select this cell and you start typing, what will happen is it will override the data that is currently there. All right, so if you type here Mukhtar, it will override the premium wedding. Okay, Mukhtar. All right, Mukhtar. So now you see, just like that. All right, so another way you can type is by double clicking a cell, and it will appear. All right, or just pressing enter. If you press enter, the type cursor will appear, and you can start typing. All right, so okay, what other cursor do we have? The resizer. All right, remember in Google Sheets, you can resize cells, rows, sorry, only rows and columns that you can resize. You cannot resize cells. Sorry, I forgot. All right, so let's say if I want to resize this column, you see now a stroke will appear, two strokes with arrows left and right, and the equal to sign will be there. All right, so you see now it has changed. Now it like this is how you see the columns. This is how you drag them. Okay, and also the same with, you know, whatever you can do with columns, mostly you can do it with rows. All right, so if you select this and you want to like resize it, boom, and all of them are now resized. You see, all of them are now resized. All right, and the pointer, remember we have the pointing. The pointer, it shows you I'm pointing at something, I want to click it. Whenever the pointer shows, it means that there is something inside. Like if you click here, you are going to see something. Wherever the pointer is, this is the pointer, this is the pointer cursor. All right, all right, we've talked about the text cursor, the pointer cursor, and the resizer. So that is it for the cursor transformation. Remember, the cursor is like a chameleon, it changes depending on what action you are doing, and I've talked about all this action depending on whatever you are doing. Okay, and the select cursor is the most important cursor, because you have to select anything before you can use the other cursors. Okay, you cannot just see the hand cursor without hovering the mouse around where the selection is, the active cells are. All right, wherever the active cells are, that's where you are going to see the other cursors. All right,